Here we have a favela. A favela is the Portuguese word for slums, and these are villages on the hillsides of Brazilian cities like Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. They were originally built by soldiers from the war who had no money and no access to any other form of housing. So many of these buildings don't have electricity or plumbing or any kind of waste management system. There's rampant overcrowding in these. There's a very high population density, because of which the waste management system just can't handle everybody. Only 67% of the people in these favelas have access to any form of waste disposal, which causes high rates of infant mortality, disease, and just a general filth and pollution surrounding the area.
There are approximately 1,000 favelas outside of Rio de Janeiro, and only 18 of them have had police pacification units go in and enter to try to end violence in these favelas. Here we see two police officers, and on the opposite side of the road is just piles and piles of waste because inside of these favelas they have a very rudimentary waste removal system, which leads to high violence rates and one of the highest murder rates in the entire world. However, if a more adequate waste removal system was established, it's very possible that police and law enforcement would be more willing to enter these favelas on a more consistent basis and really lower that murder rate. Because right now, there's 37 murders per 100,000 people in Rio de Janeiro compared to 1.9 in 100,000 in London.
As we noted earlier, 67% of people in favelas do have access to some sort of waste disposal system. When their waste is adequately disposed of, it might get sent to a landfill like the one pictured right here. As you can see, it's packed to the brim and doesn't look like there's much order to it. Landfills like these are not just prevalent in Brazil. As we saw in class in the documentary, there were landfills all across China, some legal, some illegal, and we even have landfills like this in the United States. As we saw in China, these landfills can cause many problems for the people, one of which being pollution. One of the men who lived in a neighborhood close to a landfill complained of breathing problems and of the terrible smell that was emanating from the landfill. Landfills do provide an opportunity for those without much money to pick up the trash and find things that they can sell or even feed to their pets or children.
Brazil's been at the forefront of efforts to organize waste pickers and to improve their situation and livelihood. Waste pickers come in all shapes and sizes. They could be independent, it could be family run, or even unionized. Either way, they're a benefit to the society of Brazil. They benefit because they get money for the recyclables that they recycle, and it benefits everyone else because it reduces waste and decreases pollution. In total, there are 229,568 waste pickers in Brazil. Out of that, 11,781 actually have formal contracts through the government. The people with formal contracts actually work in pretty good conditions, and they earn 3 or 4 times more than the national minimum average. People should stop looking down on these waste pickers because they're the only ones making a real effort to reduce waste in Brazil.
These images are only a small sliver of the enormous problem that is waste management in Brazil. The government is clearly not doing what it should to handle the waste, and as you can see in the pictures, there's the garbage literally piling up in the sides of the roads. An effort must be made to solve this problem.